Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Making headlines this morning, a Central Florida television journalist and a little girl are shot and killed. Just ahead, what investigators are revealing about the shooter this morning.
Only down to the mid-60s right now. We have fog out there in many areas. We'll check in with Mike Ostridge and see where it could be the biggest problem. Good morning, everybody. One day closer to the weekend. It is Thursday, February 23rd.
Happy Thursday. Thanks for joining us. It got a little warm yesterday, and today 64 degrees. Still kind of not too cool this morning.
I didn't get a chance to watch our evening newscast, Mike. What was our high temperature here in San Antonio yesterday?
89.
89.
Wow.
Yeah, the warmest we've been since way back last fall. We're still going to be up in the 80s today. And then, of course, we dropped the humidity yesterday, and it was very windy. Humidity came back overnight, and it's going to go down again, and it's going to go back up again. And we're going to get some cooler. So you got to pay close attention to this one, because this is one of those where, I mean, just looking at all the computer model data, it's like, wow, getting this all sorted out. So we've got fog out there, low clouds. You can see that kind of fuzzy look off there by the airport, and there may be a little bit of mist as well with some of the high humidity and these low clouds and some of the fog. 62 in town, 65 New Braunfels, mid 50s in the hill country. Yeah, dew points yesterday had dropped down about mid 30s in the afternoon. It was really dry air, and now that humidity has definitely come back up. So we've got some fog around Randolph, New Braunfels, a little bit around Pleasanton, going out 90 and toward Hondo, Uvalde, some around Gonzales. The airport's not bad right now. The majority of it is down here to the southeast. And allergens, mold and ash, yesterday's reading moderate. And again, if you're sneezing, sniffling, it's probably the reason why. There's a little bit of everything out there. Add it all together and probably equals just kind of a stuffy nose and some sniffles. This morning, pretty much steady temperatures, maybe fluctuated a degree or so, with some fog, with some mist around the area. And easterly wind is going to then shift around to the northeast. And this is going to be later on this morning when that front comes back on through here, gets rid of the humidity. Once again, we heat up in behind that all the way up to 82 degrees, well above normal by, well, almost 15 degrees. Yesterday was 20 degrees above normal. Then we get some cooler air coming in behind that for tomorrow, with still some humidity, and then back and forth. We'll get it all sorted out in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark.
Thank you, Mike. A shooting on San Antonio's southwest side sends a man to the hospital. Right now, he's fighting for his life. Now, this all started around 6 last night on Millwood Avenue near Huron Street. That's where police say a man in his 20s was walking when someone in a vehicle pulled up next to him. The two started arguing, and that led to the man in the vehicle shooting the man on the street in the chest. This morning, police are still looking for that shooter.
Now to the deadly day-long shooting spree in Orlando, Florida. A young girl and a TV news reporter were among those killed.
As ABC's Andrew Dimbert reports, police are now looking for answers.
To be advised, we're getting multiple gunshot wound calls in the Hialeah Street area.
Tragedy in Central Florida after sheriff's deputies say 4 people were killed in a shooting spree, including a 9-year-old girl and a TV journalist covering one of the initial shootings.
So I want to acknowledge what a horrible day this has been for our community and our media partners.
Condolences from other journalists pouring in overnight. Investigators say a news photographer and a reporter for Spectrum News were on the scene of a homicide investigation in an unmarked vehicle when the gunman returned to the scene and shot them. One of the journalists was killed. Officials say the gunman then ran into a nearby home before shooting a mother and her 9-year-old girl.
No one in our community, not a mother, not a 9-year-old, and certainly not news professionals, should become the victim of gun violence in our community.
19-year-old Keith Melvin Moses was arrested, charged with the killings. No word overnight on a motive. Authorities say Moses has a lengthy criminal history that includes aggravated battery, assault with a deadly weapon, and gun charges. Meanwhile, Spectrum News releasing a statement overnight saying, "We are deeply saddened by the loss of our colleague and the other lives senselessly taken today. This is a terrible tragedy for the Orlando community." The mother of that 9-year-old girl and the other Spectrum News crew member are in critical condition in the hospital as police try to determine what was behind the suspect's rampage. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
This morning, a massive winter storm is causing problems in parts of the country. It's already closed interstate highways from Arizona to Wyoming, trapping drivers in cars and knocking out power to hundreds of thousands of people. Also prompted the first blizzard warning in Southern California in decades. Travel is also impacted with more than 1,600 U.S. flight cancellations yesterday alone. This morning, 3 flights in and out of San Antonio International are affected. That includes flights to and from places like Detroit and Minneapolis. Forecasters say the worst won't be over for several more days.
Some in a community near Houston are calling for charges against a police officer who was recorded threatening a man's life on body camera video. Jersey Village Police, northwest of Houston, say that officers pulled Patrick Royal over for a broken tail light in Jersey Village a few days before Christmas. Now, Royal argued that his light was not broken and turned on his signal as proof. Officers still ordered Royal out of the car. Body camera video revealed at one point they struggled and an officer told Royal that he would kill him. Royal was eventually handcuffed, detained, then given a ticket. Community activists are calling for Jersey Village Police to fire the officer who made the threat and file criminal charges against him. According to Jersey Village Police, they are investigating that incident, even though they say there were no complaints made about the traffic stop before it became public.
Palestinian militants in Gaza have launched rockets at southern Israel, and Israeli aircraft have struck targets in the coastal enclave. Violence is flaring today, just hours after a deadly gun battle with Israeli troops in the occupied West Bank killed 10 Palestinians. The bloodshed extends one of the deadliest periods between Israelis and Palestinians in the West Bank. Dozens of Palestinians have been killed by Israeli fire since the start of the year. Palestinian attacks on Israelis this year have killed 11 people. Israel is bracing for a retaliation, and police are stepping up security in sensitive areas.
Time now is 4:36 and 64 degrees for now.
San Antonio Spurs are getting back in the saddle tonight on their rodeo road trip. Up next, how the team is getting ready for the Dallas Mavericks.
And it was a rough night for one cowboy last night at the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo, getting bucked off a bull very hard into the chute wall. Find out what happened next, and we're going to show you the ride of the night.
Traffic Authority right now, see how things are looking out there. And here, that was at 281 over by 410 near the airport. There's 281 at St. Mary's, closer to KSAT studios. And there's some of that fog out there in the Universal City Live Oak area, Loop 1604 at Pat Booker Road.
And let's look out there with live cam, calm, 64 degrees, but those allergens just blowing everywhere. We're going to be checking in with Mike later on.
Just about 4:40, welcome back. There is Spurs shooting guard Devin Vassell finally back with the team and working out. That's after he underwent an arthroscopic procedure on his left knee in early January. He was going through 3-on-3 drills during a portion of practice. The media was allowed to shoot yesterday. There's still no exact timeline for his return. In the last game before the All-Star break, the Hornets handed the Spurs their 14th straight loss. During postgame, Pop told the media that being young is an excuse. It is getting old, and at some point the team needs to take pride and play better defense. Keldon Johnson was asked about how those words sat with the team during the break.
And we understand, just like you said, we understand that we make mistakes, and us being young is not an excuse. We got to fix those mistakes in order to turn some of those losses into wins. So we be right there in pretty much every game, and then we have the same mental lapses. So we can fix that. We'll be in great shape.
Dallas Mavericks will host the San Antonio Spurs tonight at 7:30 at American Airlines Center in Dallas.
I'm just glad that we're a part of her journey. You know, I know it's a special moment for her. I'm glad that I could be a part of it. The whole team could be a part of it to give her that. Everybody gets to experience the joy that she got from that 300th win.
I think what you realize when you start to look back on situations like that is that you just had a great opportunity to coach great players. You really reflect on just the journey of it all and just the experience of working with so many great people.
Congratulations to UTSA women's head basketball coach Karen Aston. She picked up career win 300 Monday night when the Roadrunners beat North Texas 68-67 in overtime. UTSA will host Florida Atlantic tonight at 7 at the Convocation Center. 6 of their 8 wins this season have come at home. Time to ride the bulls at Stock Show and Rodeo. Creek Young on board overheated and the bull is heated. Bucking Creek off very hard into the chute wall. Creek was offered a re-ride but declined. Seemed like a smart move. Cue up Cowboy Jeff Askey, who danced all 8 seconds with County Jail. Round and round they go, right around, and Jeff earns a score of 86, and that gets him second place. But here's the ride of the night. Trevor Reist on board Mayday, and there is no emergency here. Trevor makes it look easy, going all 8 seconds for an 87, and that bucks him right into first place. That is back-to-back wins for Trevor. at the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo.
May Day?
May Day. My favorite one was County Jail.
County Jail, yeah. They're both pretty good. Time now 4:42 and 64 degrees for now. It's an organization that has helped so many San Antonians since the 70s. A huge part of Habitat for Humanity's success is owed to President Jimmy Carter. Up next, we're going to speak to the organization about Carter's contributions and how he helped shape Habitat into what it's capable of today.
Earlier this week, we told you about Starbucks adding some extra virgin olive oil to some of its coffees, right? Well, up next, we'll tell you if there are really any health benefits to that.
Welcome back. It's 4:45. In case you missed it, Starbucks is rolling out a line of coffee drinks made with a spoonful of extra virgin olive oil. But are there any real health benefits to these fortified coffees? ABC's Stephanie Ramos has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, olive oil in your coffee?
What we're really talking about is adding something that has like a health benefit and was not naturally occurring in whatever that food or beverage is.
Starbucks launching a new line of fortified drinks with a spoonful of olive oil to sneak in some extra nutrients into your morning cup.
It's possible that the thinking is when you add in olive oil to coffee, which is something that people drink every single morning in this country, right? Like masses of people consume it, that's one way to actually get that polyphenol into people's pattern of eating and drinking.
I'm telling you, you have to try an olive oil latte.
And coming up at 7 a.m., the health benefits that you could be missing out on as we see this fortified drink brewed up close. With your GMA First Look, I'm Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, New York.
News of former President Jimmy Carter receiving hospice care has many reflecting on the many contributions he's made throughout his lifetime.
Some of those contributions are directly impacting our community in a major way even today. Our Jonathan Cotto tells us how President Carter and his wife's work with a hammer and nails has built something special in the Alamo City.
You know, it's hard to compare someone to Jimmy Carter, isn't it? I mean, he's just an amazing humanitarian.
Today, Habitat for Humanity's San Antonio reflecting on the impact President Carter and his wife Rosalind have had right here in our community.
So Jimmy Carter and his wife Rosalind have been involved with Habitat since 1984.
Habitat San Antonio was the first Habitat affiliate in the country.
We built the very first house in the world right here in San Antonio.
On Saturday, the Carter Center announcing former President Jimmy Carter opting for hospice care at his Georgia home.
In this time in his life, he continues to get to be at his home, and I can only guess that he wanted that for thousands of other people too, that stability that home ownership brings. And he truly has provided home ownership to thousands of people across the country and world.
The Carters described as amazing supporters willing to get their hands dirty in building Habitat homes.
They were our most famous volunteers and really put Habitat on the map in San Antonio and around the country and the world.
To continue his legacy and honor his work, Weiss says they will continue to build.
So our plan is to build 60 homes in our local area this year in partnership with families in need. I know President Carter loved partnership, and that's truly what Habitat's about.
Reporting Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
And let's look out there with TransGuide. Some fog in some of these shots. You can see there at Loop 1604 and Pat Booker Road. And some of the other TransGuide shots earlier, I also saw some fog out there.
Don't forget low beams. And a lot of people, once the sun comes up, they're like, well, it may be foggy, but I don't need to use my headlights anymore.
No,
I keep them on.
Yeah. It's a really good idea. So it's almost a repeat of what we had yesterday. We've got a front moving through later on this morning. It's not going to be as windy. Of course, we had that high fire danger around here yesterday. And then the evening turned out fantastic. I mean, it was a perfect evening for a nice little long walk. And that's going to be the situation again this evening. What a great picture. Nice shot of that tree. I love that. Thank you very much, Nelda, for that KSAT Connect picture. All right, that picture has actually gotten a lot foggier just in the past, 20 minutes since we started the show out there by the airport, and there's probably some mist around as well. 63 at the airport, 50s in the hill country, well above normal once again by a good 15 degrees. Visibility is down to 5 miles at the airport, now 3/4 Randolph, 5 at New Braunfels. 2.5 at Stinson, and little bits of fog here and there, even heading out toward the hill country. Thickest is down here to the southeast. So it is going to get thicker as the morning rolls on. Just keep that in mind. So we had the dry air that moved in yesterday, and that's what helped temperatures to get up to 89 degrees and created that high fire danger. And then the humidity, as expected, came back in here overnight. Now, and there's a front in here that's just going to be kind of playing teeter-totter, if you will, going back and forth on through the area. So it came back up almost as a somewhat of a warm front. The humidity came back on in here. Then it's going to come back on through here later on this morning, getting rid of the humidity, clearing skies out. It's going to be another gorgeous day with drier air around here. And then the humidity is going to be okay as we go into tomorrow. But then we'll get sort of a little bit of a surge of some cooler air trying to move in here. First of all, today, we got fog around this morning, and then we're going to start to clear on out. And the wind's going to pick up somewhat out of the northeast, and we'll have plenty of sunshine, 76 at noon. And then get up to 82 high temperature. Not yesterday's 89, but obviously still well above normal by a good 10, almost 15 degrees. So here's temperatures again. So today we're going to be up to 82 degrees. Then we do get that shot of cooler air coming on in here, down to the mid 50s tomorrow morning and going for 65. Now, there are a couple of computer models that have us up in the 80s tomorrow. There are a couple of computer models that have us staying in the mid to low 50s for a high temperature tomorrow. I'm kind of splitting the difference as of right now. 65 here in town. Still, it's going to be cooler up there in portions of the hill country. Then it's all going to kind of come back in here as another warm front, and that's going to warm us up for the weekend. Just, we were talking about the winter storm up there to the north of us, and these are actual air temperatures right now. 20 below in Casper, so we're 80 degrees, 83 degrees warmer than that as of right now, 10 below up there in Bismarck. But all that really, really cold air is going to be staying up there. We get that little bit of a taste of it tomorrow, I guess you can call it that, just putting temperatures back down to normal readings, basically. 76 degrees at noon today, mostly sunny, breezy. We're going to start to dry out later on this morning, and then later on this afternoon, 82 for a high temperature. Next 7 days then, tomorrow is going to be a cooler day relative to the rest of them, 65 degrees. So we get that little shot of cooler air moving on in here. We're going to have some fog and mist around again tomorrow morning, and then probably some sprinkles throughout the day and a lot of clouds throughout the day. Saturday, 70, Sunday 75, and a couple of showers. Then another front, but kind of like the one yesterday, where we will warm up in behind it, get rid of some of the humidity, and back to the mid 80s by next week.
80s again.
Yeah. But the next 48 hours, it's like, pay attention as to what this front's going to be doing. So it goes this way, and then it comes back.
Oh, by the way, yesterday you were talking about high fire danger. Yeah. I got up just north of the airport on 281. I thought I saw some smoke in the median, and I could see the flames already starting from one little fire, probably a cigarette.
Even today, not as windy, enough of a breeze, dry air out there. And, of course, vegetation's all dry still, too. So.
Absolutely. All right, 453, 64 degrees.
Coming up next, why it's going to be a little longer for a new season of House of the Dragon. Plus, actor Eugene Levy goes traveling in a new show.
House of the Dragon fans are going to have to wait a little bit longer for the next season.
For the latest what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Jason Nathanson.
I'm more the great indoors type of guy.
Eugene Levy doesn't like to travel at all, so his new show on Apple TV Plus has him traveling all over the world, having once-in-a-lifetime experiences like going on safari in South Africa, something he never wanted to do.
It's a long trip to see animals that you've already seen.
But he tells me that experience surprised him. He developed an affinity
for the country, for the landscape, and kind of, the wildness that was in it, in a way that I never thought I would. I kind of grew attached.
So has doing the show changed his outlook on travel?
It hasn't, I can't say that I really, honestly, I really love traveling now. I think my headspace is still the same headspace.
The Reluctant Traveler debuts on Apple TV Plus Friday. It's going to be a while before the next season of HBO's House of the Dragon. Season 1 of the critically acclaimed series premiered in August of 2022. And now HBO Max content CEO Casey Bloys tells Variety that Season 2 may not debut until summer 2024. Madonna's Ray of Light has been shining for 25 years. Wednesday was the 25th anniversary of the release of the critically acclaimed project, which won 4 Grammys. And happy birthday to the modern-day Mary Poppins. Actress Emily Blunt is 40 today. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And the time now is 4:57 and 64 degrees for now.
President Joe Biden closes out his wartime visit to Europe, where he criticized Russia's war with Ukraine. Just ahead, how Russia is responding with a possible new agreement with the Chinese military.
And we're going to hear from a Bexar County homeowner about a shootout he had with some suspects who were trying to steal his car.
Steph just noticed this, and I did too. Loop 410 at FM 78, a couple of flashing lights out there. Stephen is in studio. We'll talk to him, get an update coming up.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
I'm ABC's Em Nguyen in Washington. President Biden returns to the White House after his historic trip to Europe, but not before an exclusive interview with our David Muir. The details coming up.
And let's look out there with live cam. Not cold at all. We're at 64 degrees, but the big news this morning, a lot of fog in our area.
And good morning to you. It's Thursday, February 23rd. Thanks for joining us.
Hope you've had a good week so far. It's been interesting, the weather, as warm as it's gotten, but, you know, I guess that we're going to get some changes ahead.
Yeah, and we desperately need some rain around here. I mean, desperate situation. Places like Medina Lake, which is now about 5% full, Mike Osterhage.
Unfortunately, there is, I mean, other than some sprinkles, a stray shower here or there, there's no decent rain in the forecast. Again, we are going to be seeing temperatures kind of go back and forth. Right now, we are dealing with all that fog. The humidity, remember yesterday we started off with humid conditions, fog, front moved through, dried us out, heated us up. Well, humidity came back in here overnight. So we're at 62 right now. That dew point is at 61. And you factor that together, the relative humidity is then up to 96%, a little bit of a breeze out there. And these are some of the ingredients that go together to give us some of this fog. Now, we are going to make it up into the low 80s again today, and we are going to see the humidity drop off considerably later on this morning as this front that's in the area continues to kind of go back and forth. No change in the aquifer yesterday, and just a whole grocery list of allergens out there. Mold and ash are on the moderate side. Everything else is light. Just a speck of mountain cedar is still showing up. So it's probably why, if you've got some sneezes and sniffles, it's all that stuff in the atmosphere. Here's what visibility looks like, and it's pretty soupy in a lot of spots. Stinson now down to 3/4 of a mile. Same thing, Randolph. That's the thickest fog, 5 miles out there at the airport, 4 at Pleasanton, and then even thicker fog down here along the coastal plain. So this is going to stick around for the next couple of hours. And as far as the rest of the day, sorting it all out, warm and humid, fog and mist this morning, and then mostly sunny, drier air. That drier air is going to come in later on this morning. Breezy, not as windy as yesterday. We don't have any formal fire watches, red flag warnings, anything like that. But obviously, take it easy and watch any sort of outdoor burning. That's just kind of goes without saying from here through further notice. Cloudy, mid-60s tomorrow. So we're going to have then the humidity come back in here somewhat overnight. Some cooler air is going to move on in here, and so that's going to hold us at the mid-60s. Believe it or not, there are some computer models that keep us in the 50s tomorrow. I'm kind of doubting that. Then the weekend, we are going to have plenty of clouds. Humidity is going to come back in. Warmer air is going to come back on in here, and then back to the 80s by next week. Going to get this all sorted out in just a couple of moments. Traffic Authority, Stephen, good Thursday morning to you. Anything going on the roads?
Well, the fog, Mike, it's taken over a lot of our TransGuide cameras, but watch out as you get the commute rolling here because we do have road closures in place. Now, this is what's taking place here off of 410 at FM 78. You can see those flashing lights out there. We do have TxDOT crews that are improving the roadways, and obviously the conditions make it a bit tricky right now, especially in an area like Loop 410 at FM 78 because the commute is picking up a bit. But here's the thing. We know that at least one lane is closed out there, and that is due to that construction. It should be wrapping up momentarily, and really that's really been the only main headline on the roadway. It's just the fog and the construction. So again, that should be wrapping up in the next few minutes, but you do want to use your low beams out there and make sure you check your vehicles. We do have at least one stall that's been reported right here along 35 northbound. That's right there at New Braunfels Avenue. It's not really causing any concerns, but given the fact that the conditions outside are starting to appear pretty foggy, you want to make sure that you are extra focused focused on the road today. Giving you a wide look at the map, it is the same story right now. Thankfully, we have a lot of green out there and several construction spots that we'll get to a little bit later on. But right now, if you plan on getting over here to the Alamo City, let's take a look at those travel times, because the journey from Bernie along I-10 eastbound should be about 24 minutes at this hour. 281 southbound coming in from Bulverde should take you about 27 minutes. And right now along I-35 southbound, it should be about 25 minutes heading in from New Braunfels. So again, take your time this morning. We do have construction that should be wrapping up here in the next few minutes or so. 410 at FM 78, but there are still several road closures taking place throughout the day. We'll give you updates on that and continue to track these foggy roadways coming up a little bit later on. Mark, Steph.
Stephen, thank you. New this morning, a man killed during a deadly shooting near Austin Highway and Eisenhower Road has now been identified. The Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office identified the man as 31-year-old Zachary Leard. The shooting happened around 5 p.m. Tuesday at a complex on North Van Diver on the northeast side. That's where officers say Leard was found dead in the apartment's back parking lot. So far, San Antonio police say no arrests have been made. San Antonio police also searching for the person that was part of a drive-by shooting at a gas station on the city's west side.
GMSA's Alyssa Cole joins us live from Zarzamore Road near Buena Vista. And Alyssa, investigators were able to identify at least one person who could be related to this crime.
Yes, that's exactly right. Good morning. This is the gas station where that shooting happened. A surveillance camera on a nearby business or home, or maybe even the surveillance camera here at the gas station, captured the image of a man that we're about to show you on your screen right now. Take a look. Detectives are identifying this man to be 26 years old. You can see that he's wearing sneakers, dark jeans, and a dark T-shirt. And in case you might know who this man is, detectives say last week, Wednesday morning around 11 a.m., someone drove up on a man outside of the gas station and shot at him. The victim says whoever shot at him did it from a vehicle while driving through the gas station without stopping. Now, police are describing this crime as aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. So, of course, if you have any information that could help investigators solve this crime, you're encouraged to contact Crime Stoppers at 224-STOP. Reporting live on the west side, Alyssa Cole, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Alyssa. A crime caught on camera, a car theft attempt that escalated into a shootout between the homeowner and the suspects. And as of right now, the suspects are still on the run. Gunfire rang out in the early hours of Tuesday morning in a northwest Bexar County subdivision. We're told that a man walked out to his car being stolen. Now, he tells us when the suspects pointed a gun at him, he fired at them. Now, he thinks around 20 bullets were shot into his home. Luckily, he and his wife and kids were not hurt.
Looking at the holes in their placement, I shouldn't be here. A man's home, that's how, we have to defend it, by any means necessary. And I've got 3 lives in there that I'm responsible for, and I'll give this life, for them many times.
At the time, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office was already responding to a call of men with guns in a driveway around the corner. They believe the same people are responsible.
Tensions between Russia and the West are escalating a day before the 1-year anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
As ABC's N1 reports, this comes as Vladimir Putin is working to prop up support for his war among Russians and trying to enlist the Chinese.
This morning, heightened global tensions on the eve of the 1-year anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. In a new speech, Vladimir Putin vowing to maintain increased attention on Russia's nuclear weapons after announcing the suspension of Russia's participation in the last remaining nuclear weapons treaty with the U.S. President Biden responding in an exclusive interview with ABC's David Muir.
It's a big mistake to do that, not very responsible.
The treaty allows each country to limit and inspect the number of nuclear warheads Russia and the U.S. can have. Putin's announcement coming a day after Biden's visit to Ukraine this week.
Does it concern you when he says something like this, and are we less safe?
Well, look, I think we're less safe when we walk away from arms control agreements that are very much in both parties' interest. The idea that somehow this means they're thinking of using nuclear weapons, international continental ballistic missiles, there's no evidence of that.
Putin now trying to drum up support with this massive pro-war rally in Moscow, coming hours after he sat down with China's top diplomat. This as the U.S. grows increasingly concerned that Beijing might supply Putin with new military aid in the war.
That is a significant threat. Russia has had a hard time keeping up with its ammunition requirements in Ukraine, and China can solve that issue.
Biden returning to Washington overnight after meeting with Eastern European NATO allies in Warsaw and Ukrainian President Zelensky in Kyiv, reassuring both that U.S. support in fending off Russia isn't at risk of waning. President Biden vows to soon declare new sanctions against Moscow, though they've done little to deter Putin and his war. Putin also announcing that China's President Xi Jinping plans to visit Russia this spring. M. Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
5:10, 64 degrees.
Your Uber app will be updating soon. Just ahead, we're going to tell you about the changes that are meant to simplify and personalize the experience for customers.
With spring break just around the corner, the city of San Antonio is getting ready for all the tourists coming into town from all over the world. Up next, how they're hoping to attract even more guests this year and how you can be a part of the welcoming committee. That guy in the SFA t-shirt, did you see that?
Oh yeah, that was for you, Mark.
That's my alma mater, yeah.
That's for you. And it feels like spring break out there. We're starting off not too cool at 64 degrees, but a lot of fog out there. Be careful on the roadways. We'll be right back.
5:13, we're just weeks away from spring break, and the tourism industry is optimistic about our city making a huge comeback.
Visit San Antonio will be busy promoting the Alamo City domestically and internationally this March. The #1 overseas market for the Alamo City is the United Kingdom. So we get about 20,000 visitors from there each year. Visit SA says the goal is to double those numbers, and once tourists arrive, it will be up to all of us to make them feel at home. 1 in 8 people in the city work in the tourism industry. And if you'd like to help, seasonal jobs in the hospitality industry are still available.
Always looking for servers, housekeepers, cooks, things like that. And really, an entry-level job in a hotel is a great springboard into a career.
The forecast for 2023 have us breaking all occupancy records in the history of our city, but we've also already broken last year all average daily rate and RevPAR records for San Antonio.
Money earned from the tourism industry helps support the city budget as well as local arts.
Fantastic. And if you're watching us from the UK this morning, good morning to you, or as it would be late morning there. Let us know where you are by contacting us on social media. KSAT and all our names. Mark Austin, Stephanie Cerna, Mike Ostrage, Stephen Cavazos. 5:14, 64 degrees.
And coming up next, how Samsung is using new AI technology to enhance your phone call experience.
And we'll show you Spotify's new feature that offers a personalized music experience with AI-powered voice commentary.
Hi, I keep my home fresh with Febreze Fade to Fight Plug.
And I use this.
Febreze has a microchip to digitally control how much scent is released so it doesn't fade.
Oh, does mine have a microchip?
Oh, Febreze smells first day fresh for 50 days.
That is a shockingly long time.
Febreze also has a refill reminder light.
It even reminds you to refill it?
So I never miss a day of freshness.
Your home is so fresh.
Upgrade to Febreze Plug.
La 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 la.
Some people have minor joint pain plus stomach problems. They may not be able to take just anything for pain. That's why doctors recommend Tylenol. It won't irritate your stomach the way Aleve or even Advil or Motrin can. For trusted relief, trust Tylenol.
How did Kellogg's combine crunchy oat clusters with a touch of honey, plump, juicy raisins, and tasty fiber into one delicious cereal? It took a lot of brainstorming. Get it? Kellogg's Raisin Bran Crunch. 2 scoops of delicious.
In today's Tech Bites, a simpler Uber. The rideshare service is updating its app to personalize the experience. Changes include easier access to saved locations and a streamlined method of ordering rides and deliveries. Also, some iPhone users will be able to track rides on their lock screen. A new Samsung feature can make a copy of its user's voice. The feature uses AI, allowing people to answer a call by typing a text message. Then your voice responds to the call. It can come in handy if you get a call in a place where you can't speak out loud. For now, it's only available in Korean. Finally, Spotify's new AI feature DJ is meant to better personalize the music listening experience. The feature delivers a curated selection of songs. For now, DJ is only available to Spotify's premium subscribers. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
5:19. We're about to talk to Stephen about traffic. You know what I've noticed lately? Some people, more and more people wearing noise-canceling headphones while they're driving.
Not a good idea. That's not good.
Yeah, I've seen it here and there. I hope it's not a thing.
That's interesting.
I've seen that. We've seen the previews. We've run this on GMSA. The drivers with the Teslas who fall asleep while it's which is very concerning.
That's really scary.
Keep your focus on the road, and that
Yes.
includes your ears too. They help out a lot.
Because a lot of people, do walk around with those earbuds.
Yeah,
grocery shopping, whatever.
Totally fine. I like to cancel out noise at the grocery store.
Well,
but
hopefully
I agree.
they're off.
Yeah, not while you're.
Yeah, that's not good. I'm not seeing, it's tough to see that right here from these shots at TransGuide, but really that's the theme of the morning right now because we have a lot of fog out there. You can see 410 at Rolling Ridge is not necessarily a bad spot, but let's see what else the rest of the commute is looking like around town because, again, things aren't too bad on the roadways, but they are definitely fogging up out there. 10 at Probant, you can see a lot of that, particularly in that shot, and 35 north at Loop 410. Slow-moving traffic out there, but remember, it's because we had a lot of active road closures in place due to some construction. And really, that's going to be the other factor on the roadways that could impact your commute. So let's talk about what's going on along 281 because we all know that there is a lot of work taking place. Well, that's going to continue, unfortunately. Pavement work this time, and this starts today. And unfortunately, KSAT has not listed the time, but it does appear that work usually begins around 9 in the morning. So plan your commute ahead of time. We'll get some more information from them a little bit later on, but what we're going to see out there are alternating lane closures in both directions at Mountain Lodge. So plan your commute ahead of time. Head over to ksat.com/traffic for a full list of closures there. But back here on TransGuide, Mike, it does seem to be pretty foggy out there. Drivers, use those low beams.
Yeah, they're good advice. And it is going to get foggier. In some areas, there's hardly anything out there, but you can turn the corner and run into some thick fog. I'm going to show you visibilities in a moment. First of all, Skywatcher Oscar, great shot from last night. The sunset over there at Mission Espada. Boy, if you're looking for something to do, and even this afternoon's going to be fantastic for that, just to take a walk around some of the missions down there. And there's the little crescent moon up there, the waxing crescent moon. Thank you very much for that KSAT Connect picture. A lot prettier than this one. And this picture has actually the fog has gotten thicker out there. We can still see some of the traffic on 410, but obviously nothing out there by the airport. And looking at radar right now, there's actually, it's not just mist, but a couple little light sprinkles are heavy enough or thick enough, if you will, to be picked up by radar right now. So watch it. Not only that, but also just with some of the mist out there. The roads are going to be on the damp side. 6 miles visibility at Port SA, down to just a couple of 100 yards out there now at the airport. That's the thickest fog right now at the airport. 1.25 miles Randolph, 3/4 Stinson, as well as Pleasanton. So it's kind of centered right there on San Antonio and Bexar County, and then down here to the southeast. It will be sticking around for the next couple of hours. Dew points, which are very high. They were low yesterday behind that front, came up overnight, going to go back down later on this morning and going to be staying on the lower side. So that front which moved through, it's going back and forth, and it's going to be going back and forth over the next 48 hours. Temperatures will stay pretty steady this morning. We'll have some fog, and then we're going to have more sunshine. Front is going to come back on through here, and the drier air will start to come back on through here mid to late morning. We'll make it up into the mid 70s at noon. 82 high temperature, somewhat of a breeze. Not as windy as yesterday, not as dry air, but still take it easy as far as any outdoor burning. 20 below at Casper, 64 here in town. Even look at this. There's 40 degrees difference between Oklahoma City and Dallas, and that brutally cold air and that winter storm up there to the north. And here's the dividing line, the jet stream, and this is not going to be coming any further down here. We get the little sample of it trying to move on through here, and that's going to hold temperatures down closer to normal tomorrow and even cooler up in the northern portion of the state. But that really, really cold stuff, that's going to be staying up there. And we're going to be staying basically on the warm side with the exception of tomorrow. 76 at noon today. Mostly sunny skies, breezy, and much lower humidity. 82, mostly sunny later on this afternoon. So still 15 degrees approximately above normal. Then with that front moving through later on this morning, obviously that dries us out. Then we get a little sample of that cooler air. So that's going to keep us at 65 tomorrow. There's actually a couple of computer models want to keep us only in the 50s. I'm not buying that right now. That's tomorrow. But then back to the 70s over the weekend, lots of clouds. Another front, which is going to warm us up in behind it and dries us out for the first part of next week. So back to the 80s.
But I like Friday.
Yeah, Friday's going to be just kind of a sort of a day, I guess best way to put it. Lots of clouds, kind of sprinkly, dampish,
but a
coolish.
little break.
Pardon me?
A little break from the heat.
Yes, a little break from all the 80s.
Thank you, Mike.
524, 64 degrees.
Coming up next, how the Writers Guild and producers are playing negotiations to avoid a strike in Hollywood.
527, another potential writer's strike in Hollywood, and a first look at Sharper on Apple TV+.
Here's CNN's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
Hollywood writers and producers are working to avoid another writers' strike. They've set March 20th to begin negotiations on a new Writers Guild contract. The current deal expires May 1st. Directors and Actors Guild negotiations are expected to follow. The 2007-2008 writers' strike lasted 100 days and cost the LA economy billions of dollars.
How much do they want?
$350,000. And they want it in 4 days, so short of robbing a bank, that's just not going to happen.
I can give you the money.
What?
Justice Smith plays a mark in the crosshairs of con artists in Sharper. The casting was a no-brainer for director Benjamin Caron.
When Justice popped up and we did his audition, it was just one of those moments you were like, this is Tom. There was no one else that could be Tom.
Yeah.
Sharper is now streaming on Apple TV+. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
528, 64 degrees.
A child and a Spectrum News reporter are dead after a shooting in Florida. Just ahead, what the Orange County Sheriff's Office is revealing about how it happened.
Financial relief for some homeowners. We'll tell you who qualifies for the new financial incentives from the Biden administration.
Plus, are you confused by all the milk alternatives on the dairy aisle? Well, how the FDA is making it easier to compare plant-based milk to the traditional kind.
And ahead on GMSA at 6, are you sending passive-aggressive emails to coworkers? A new study points to several trigger words and phrases you should avoid. I'll give you some tips on how to avoid saying or sending the wrong thing. A shooting rampage in Florida claims 3 lives, including a 9-year-old girl and a TV news reporter. Just ahead, what detectives have found out so far about the suspect who is now in custody.
And let's look out there with live cam. Can't see much because there's a lot of fog out there. Right now we are at 64 degrees. Oh, it's I-10. That's what we're told.
I-10, 410 out there.
Mm-hmm. Hard to tell for sure. Thank you to Mr. Flowers in the booth for letting us know. Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday. It is February 23rd.
Thanks for joining us. Hope you had a good week so far, and get ready to deal with all that fog.
Yeah, fog around this morning. We've got some mist, drizzle, even a couple of just little sprinkles out there. Now, that one picture out there by 410, of course, that camera's on top of a building there, so obviously up a couple of 100 feet. But this one is a little bit lower over there at the airport. And actually, this shot has improved ever so slightly, not by much. I mean, we still have very, very thick fog being reported. Visibility is very low, a couple of hundred yards, out there at the airport. 64, dew points at 62. And that means relative humidity is well up in the upper 90s with a little bit of a breeze out there. And so we've got all the ingredients to give us some of the fog. Here's what's going on as far as the little bit of rain. And let me grab a clicker over here and zoom in. And you can see that it's still on the light side. A lot of it has sort of kind of started to fizzle just a little bit. But we've got some here right around 410 near the airport, going up I-10 over there right around the interchange, and then continuing to go up I-10 a little bit in toward just past 1604 and right there on the rim in toward Leon Springs, and then a couple of more of these little sprinkly showers just north of Reagan High School up there. So this is going to be, and then there's just mist that's too light to be picked up on top of that. Again, visibility at the airport is a couple of 100 yards, 1 mile at Stinson, mile and a third Randolph. So there's that one thick patch of fog right here sitting on top of San Antonio on the kind of east and northeast half of it. Pleasanton, a lot of thick fog and hints of it elsewhere, but again, thickest is right here in town and then going down there to the along the coastal plain. Just a slew of allergens out there, and the updated count's going to be coming out in just a couple of hours. 76 today at noon. So we had the front move through yesterday. We started off with fog and humidity, then we got the drier air. It's going to be the same situation again today. That thing's kind of going back and forth. We had the humidity come in overnight, and then it's going to move through this morning. So that'll get rid of the humidity later on this morning. We're still going to be dealing with fog for the morning commute. Wind will shift around to the northeast, 15, 20 miles per hour, 82 for a high temperature with mostly sunny skies. Then we're going to get a little taste of not cold, but some cooler air, just basically putting us back down to normal tomorrow. Then the weekend. We'll talk about that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, mist and fog causing any problems?
You know, Mike, it's tough to say, but we did have an issue that just popped up. I'm just checking our update from KSAT. A crash has been reported along I-10 East at Fulton Avenue. We're going to get some information from our friends over at TransGuide, see if we can show you the conditions out there. But for now, let's give you a look around town. 35 north at Loop 410. Yeah, that fog and mist has taken over our TransGuide cameras, and really that's what you can probably expect if you have to head out in the next few minutes or so. But thankfully, we're not seeing any big issues in terms of these shots at TransGuide. 281 at Winding Way, north and southbound lanes are getting busier though, so watch out, plan your commute ahead of time. Let's get you to our map, and as I mentioned, no other issues are being reported, but we're going to have to get an update on that issue along I-10 East at Fulton Avenue, find out exactly what the conditions look like and how serious this crash is. So we'll get you updated on that in just a moment, but for right now, let's get you updated on those travel times. 37 northbound, it's still pretty pleasant from Pleasanton, 28 minutes at this hour, and right now it's the usual drive time, so take your time. US 90 eastbound, if you're traveling in from Castroville, should be about 30 minutes for you, and your arrival from Lytle along I-35 northbound should be about 16 minutes. So let's get it back here on TransGuide 1604 at Pat Booker. Again, expect some of that fog and mist out there, and I'm just checking some of the cameras that we have here on the in the studio. We're going to have to get an update there on that crash along I-10 East, so we'll have that coming up a little bit later on. Guys.
Stephen, thank you. Gun violence erupts in Central Florida Wednesday. Police say 5 people were shot. 3 of them died. The others are reportedly in critical condition.
As CNN's John Lawrence reports, among those who were killed, a child and a television news reporter.
Authorities in Orange County, Florida, arrested and charged a man in connection with a fatal shooting spree Wednesday.
He is 19-year-old Keith Melvin Moses.
The Orange County Sheriff's Office says at 11:17 a.m. local time, deputies responded to an incident where a woman in her 20s was shot and killed, allegedly by Moses.
Detectives had already done their canvass of the neighborhood and had cleared the scene, and were out actually following leads on this suspect, Moses, because they quickly developed him as a suspect in this case.
Nearly 5 hours later, authorities say Moses fired at an Orlando news crew reporting on the earlier shooting incident. One of the victims, a television reporter from Spectrum News 13, died.
The suspect is not saying much right now. It is unclear if he knew they were news media or not. We're still trying to work all of that out.
The Orange County Sheriff's Department says Moses then entered another house and shot a woman and her 9-year-old daughter. The daughter died, and the mother is in critical condition as of Wednesday night.
No one in our community, not a mother, not a 9-year-old, and certainly not news professionals, should become the victim of gun violence in our community.
Charter Communications, the parent company of Spectrum News, released a statement saying they are deeply saddened by the loss of our colleague and the other lives senselessly taken. For Good Morning San Antonio, I'm John Lawrence.
Thank you, John. Well, the U.S. Supreme Court seems skeptical of a lawsuit trying to hold social media companies responsible for a terrorist attack at a Turkish nightclub that killed 39 people. At issue is whether platforms can be held liable for promoting content posted by users. During arguments at the High Court, several justices underscored there was no evidence linking Twitter, Facebook, and Google directly to the 2017 attack at a nightclub in Istanbul. The family of a man killed in the attack says the companies aided and abetted the attack because they assisted in the growth of the Islamic State group, which claimed responsibility for the deadly attack. A lower court let the lawsuit go forward.
This year's flu season peaked early and hit children especially hard. That's according to newly released data from the CDC. The agency says reported cases of influenza were highest in late November and early December. Flu-related pediatric deaths more than doubled over the previous year, the highest number since the beginning of the pandemic. It's not clear right now those kids had pre-existing conditions, but most were not vaccinated against the flu. The CDC says the flu vaccine reduced the severity of illness for up to 44% of adults who got the flu. Its effectiveness was higher among young children.
The federal government says they can't do much about rising mortgage rates. However, the federal government is now trying to lower mortgage insurance premiums to offset some of the costs. Right now, those premiums are at about 0.85%. The change will lower them to 0.55%. That means about 850,000 home buyers can save about $800 on financing costs this year. It applies primarily to low to middle income buyers because the reduction only impacts loans insured by the Federal Housing Authority, or FHA. Those loans are typically more expensive than conventional loans. They are used mostly by people who can't afford to put a 10% down payment on a mortgage.
Time now 5:39 and 64 degrees for now.
You may have noticed there are fewer bagged salads at the grocery store. Just saw it yesterday, as a matter of fact, at my HEB. Up next, how a cyber attack is actually shortening the nation's supply.
Plus, how the Food and Drug Administration will soon try to help you make sense of all the alternative versions of milk you can find in the dairy aisle.
Outside with live cam, foggy start to the day in many areas. As a matter of fact, you can't even see the freeways in this shot. You're watching GMSA.
And welcome back. It's 5:42 in your morning consumer headlines. You may have had trouble finding some pre-made salads at the grocery store lately. That's because Dole had to temporarily shut down production plants in North America 2 weeks ago due to a ransomware cyber attack. It's not known exactly how long production was halted. Ransomware attacks have been targeting the food and agriculture sector over the last 2 years. Now, back in 2021, the world's largest meat supplier, JBS, had to close factories in the U.S., Canada, and Australia before it paid hackers $11 million. One company that tracks such payments says ransomware revenue actually fell last year. It was down to $457 million from $766 million in 2021.
Oat milk, almond milk, soy milk, who knows what's next? The Food and Drug Administration is concerned with making sure consumers know what is actually in milk alternatives. Agency just issued some new guidance that recommends including a nutrient statement on such products on how they compare to dairy milk. An example might be something like contains lower amounts of vitamin D and calcium than milk. The FDA has been working on improving information on milk alternatives since 2018, but apparently they can still be all called milk.
Yeah, there are a lot of options out there. Time now, 5:44 and 64 degrees for now.
Up next, we have a very special pet standing by, visiting with Mike Osterhage from the San Antonio Humane Society.
And let's take a look out there with TransGuide looking at I-10 at Provent. You can see the fog there. Also in this shot at I-35 and Loop 410, we'll be checking in with our Stephen Cavazos very soon.
Well, there we go. I mean, what a lovable little pup. So, case in point, Kim's here from the San Antonio Humane Society. And who's this little one?
This little one is Lotso. Look at Lotso's tail.
Yes.
So excited. Oh, puppy kisses are the best in the morning. Lotso is a 4-month-old terrier mix. I was playing with him yesterday. Just so sweet.
He's got the softest fur.
Yes.
It's still puppy fur in there.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Very sweet dog. Wants to go home, is ready to go home today. So come and adopt him.
And he's got a very special neckerchief on.
Yes, he does. Got a great little handkerchief on. So this is a part of our Camp Humane that we've got going on for spring break. Our campers, our kiddos made this. So during this time in spring break, we've got 2 sessions. Our trainer for a day, which is towards the end, which is our 6th through 8th graders. And then barks and crafts. Yeah. And you get a cute little t-shirt. You get to make enrichment activities for the dogs. So looking for something for spring break, we have it for you. So sign up today because slots are filling up.
What are the ages?
The ages, so the first half of spring break, we have our 3rd through 5th graders. And then the second half, the last 2 days, are 6th through 8th graders.
Okay.
So you'll be doing barks and crafts, trainer for a day. You'll get to experience everything behind the scenes of the shelter. So it's great learning, great enrichment, not only for the dogs, but also for kids.
Perfect opportunity. And again, sign up right now because, like you said, slots going to be filling up fast. So if you want more information about the spring break, and it's called
Barks and Crafts and Trainer for a Day.
Head on over to San Antonio Humane Society, 4004 Fredericksburg Road, or sahumane.org.
How cute is that pup?
I know, and that cute little handkerchief or little bandana was really cute.
You were cute too, Mike. Don't be bashful or jealous. 5:49, 64 degrees.
Let's check back with Stephen.
Well, roads are cute too, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that doesn't land, but we'll go ahead and take a look here at the roadways because it has been foggy throughout the morning, and that's what you can expect if you plan to head out in the next few moments. But we mentioned a crash along I-10 eastbound, and I did speak to our friends over at TransGuide. Now, what we are learning, check out 281 North at Loop 1604. Wow, a lot of fog out there. What we are learning is that this crash was actually moved off the highway by KSAT Hero trucks, so it's not impacting the main lanes, but nonetheless, it's on the access road. Watch out along I-10 eastbound as you approach Fulton Avenue. You will see those flashing lights out there because that crash is still active. Now, let's go ahead and give you a wide look at the map. As you can see, it's been a lot of fog that has been taking over our TransGuide cameras, and now we're starting to see a few stalls out there. So you have to keep your focus on the roads this morning. Make sure you use those low beams, even when the sunlight comes out, as we mentioned a little bit earlier. And also, watch out for crews. It's never too late to start thinking about the weekend, and that's what we have 1604 over on the north central side of San Antonio on this here, this graphic for you, because we will see some material haul off take place on Saturday, February 25th. It starts at 8 in the morning and hopefully will wrap around 3 in the afternoon. Now, what drivers will see out there is a West Main Lane exit ramp closure to Lock Hill, Selma and Vance Jackson Road. But this information, you know where to find it. It's on our website, ksat.com/traffic. Full list of closures and any other traffic incidents on that page. But right now, I would say again, the main headline on the roadway will be the fog that we are seeing out there.
Yeah, quite a bit of it.
Yeah,
out
check
there.
out 1604. Wow.
Yeah, and a lot of those, I have to disagree. I don't think that's too cute out there.
It's not cute.
No, not with the fog.
Yeah, mist, drizzle, fog. And then we have another dry line coming on through here later on this morning, which is going to get rid of all this humidity. Here's another beautiful, it's going to be a good night for stargazing again tonight, has the past couple of evenings. There's the crescent moon, the waxing crescent moon, Venus and Jupiter showing up. So really great pictures. A lot of folks have been sending in pictures of that beautiful crescent moon. The visibility out there at the airport, at least this picture, appears to have improved ever so slightly, but it is very soupy out there. And here's what's going on radar. I mean, you almost have to squint to see anything. A little bit of clutter around the radar set up there around New Braunfels, but we've got just some of these over the past hour, just a few of these little sprinkles that have been moving through the area over by the airport, which is why 410 obviously is so damp, and then kind of heading up to the northwest. And right now, there's a few leftovers, maybe on 10. And again, this is what radar is able to pick up. Most of it is just that very fine mist out there. The visibility has dropped again out at the airport. It is basically 100 yards. Fog has now invaded Port SA, Stinson. It's dropped down at Pleasanton. So just this one batch sitting right on top of Bexar County and Atascosa County as of right now, and then thicker fog down to the southeast as well. But this is where where it is. Just, I mean, kind of the bullseye right in the middle of the map right there, sitting right on top of San Antonio. Again, watch out for the mist. So we've got a lot of humidity. It came back in overnight as expected, and then it's going to be dropping down by mid to late morning with that front kind of moving back on through the area again. So it is going to be a much more pleasant afternoon. It is going to be somewhat breezy, not as windy as yesterday, but still you got to watch out with the fire danger, and that dry air will be sticking around tonight. Then the humidity is going to kind of come back in a little bit more tomorrow, along with somewhat cooler air. Today, temperatures stay steady this morning thanks to the high humidity, the clouds, the fog out there. Mid-70s by noon, much more comfortable, breezy, lower humidity. 82 for high temperature today. Now, as far as the humidity, dew points the next couple of days, again, it is going to be fairly dry later on today, and then this humidity tries to come back in here tomorrow and through the weekend. Then it's going to drop off again on Monday with yet another front that's going to move on through here. But like the one yesterday and today, drier air but hotter temperatures in behind that front coming in on Monday. So forecast today, 76 at noon, mostly sunny skies. Front is going to move through that dry air, I should say the dry line, if you will, is going to come through mid-morning. So that's going to get rid of the humidity. Nice afternoon, very pleasant, kind of breezy, 82, not as hot as yesterday. Beautiful evening. Then the clouds move in overnight, and we get somewhat of a little shot of cooler air. So that's going to keep us low to mid-60s around much of the area, just some 50s in parts of the hill country. A couple little sprinkly showers, kind of a dampish day tomorrow. And then temperatures start to go back up over the weekend. Lots of clouds. That next front is just going to get rid of the humidity, but it's going to heat us up going into next week. So watch out for mist and drizzle this morning, tomorrow morning, probably even over the weekend as well. A couple of sprinkles on Sunday, but it will stay cooler tomorrow.
Cooler, but fog again.
Right. And cloudy all day.
Thank you, Mike.
554, 64 degrees.
Let's look at your winning lotto numbers. Pick 3, 709, Fireball 6, Daily 4, 9078, Fireball 6.
Cash 5 numbers 1, 18, 20, 21, 23. Lotto Texas 711, 17, 34, 42, 47. And Powerball 11, 19, 39, 44, 65. Powerball 7, Power Play 2.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, we're following the latest developments on that deadly shooting rampage in an Orlando neighborhood. A reporter that works there in Orlando among the victims. Also, we've got dozens of states here, 24 states at least, with some sort of alert still. Blizzard warnings in 8 states, and that includes Southern California, where the Los Angeles office of the National Weather Service has issued a blizzard warning for the first time since 1989. We'll have pictures from there to Minneapolis and New England, plus all-time February heat to get into. Coming up right here on GMA.
Ahead in our next hour of GMSA, our Fighting Fentanyl series continues tonight. We'll have a preview of tonight's episode and what Pearsall, Texas's police chief is training his officers to do. Coming up this morning at 6, are you sending passive-aggressive emails to coworkers? You might be doing it, not even know it. A new study points to several trigger words and phrases to avoid. We'll give you some tips on how to avoid saying or sending the wrong thing while on the clock. And TransGuide, one of our main issues this morning is going to be visibility due to fog. It is worse in many places around town, something we are tracking both in the weather and traffic department. We'll talk to Stephen and Mike coming up.